Hi, everyone. Welcome to Home Buying Tips with Allie. I am Allie, and I'm excited to have my guest speaker here today. I have Miss Tash Salas from, I keep forgetting the name.
Artha. Artha
Artha
Consulting.
Consulting. And today we're going to be discussing how to protect your real estate investment with life insurance. Oftentimes we think about life insurance and we associate it with death as opposed to associating it as a living benefit. So, a lot of people ask, why should I get life
Life
insurance
insurance.
to protect my investment?
Yeah. So, first of all, thank you so much, Ali, for having me here. I'm so excited. Not because I have the opportunity to share with you how to properly use life insurance, but mainly because of what you're doing, Ali. Like, I just can't stop uh, saying how amazing it is, the fact that you have a program to teach people how to become a homeowner. The reason why I believe this is tremendously important is because home ownership has been the easiest or the most well-known path in industrial investments for accumulation of wealth.
Right.
Right? So having a home, it really is the first step towards generational wealth. So thank you so much for that.
Sure.
And because I do believe in generational wealth and protecting your family, I'm going to first start talking about what's life insurance,
Yeah.
right? Because I believe that there's a misconception of, oh, well, life insurance is protection in case you die,
Right.
which it is, right? Like that's the main concept. But what life insurance is, it's a financial product, right? So first of all, it's a financial product, meaning like an investment,
Right.
right? And what the insurance companies do is that they actually analyze, right, the risk, right, the risk of certain people
Right.
in certain situations in a future case-based scenario, right? And then with a lot of algorithms and things I really do not understand, right? Then they come up with the cost of dispersing that risk among many people and then charging them in case they are actually the ones that happen to have that bad scenario, right?
And sometimes your life choices can prevent you from getting life insurance, such as if you're a skydiver
Exactly.
or you like to wrestle with alligators.
Exactly, right? So that's another thing. Different from other financial products, life insurance is not something that because you can afford it, you can actually purchase it, right? So, yes, definitely life insurance started uh, centuries ago, right? And how it started and why it started was to protect the families, but also the lender,
Right.
right? The lender. So when we had the farmers, right, they knew that there was a crop coming, but meanwhile they needed some money, so they would borrow money, and then. Because this was many years ago, people would actually have less life expectancy, so it was very probable that they would die before the crop. But the
Right.
family would still pay because the crop will always come.
Right.
Right? So this is really how life insurance started, right?
Yeah.
And it hasn't changed that much,
Right.
right? Like we're still using it the same way. But now we have to understand that just like everything else, financial products adapt, right? So I always like to make the comparison between a phone and life insurance, okay? So when phones started, like this big, right?
I used to have one.
Yeah, yeah, like this big. So when phones started, the main objective of phones was just communication,
Right.
right? And you didn't need much, right? That's it. It was exactly for that, similar to life insurance. It was meant for a specific purpose, and it still is, right? We still use our phones for communication
A lot more now than before.
a lot more than before. But phones have changed as well. Now there are also devices that actually hold more features than, I mean, phones really more features than what we actually know, right? And understand
Or utilize.
or utilize, right? And it's actually very similar with life insurance. So actually life insurance now also has features that have been added to the policies in order for the people with more dynamic and different lifestyles can mitigate their risk, can diversify or disperse their risk,
Right.
right? And this comes with different features, right? But before I get into all these features, because they're super exciting, right? I just want to talk about like the basics of why to protect your family with life insurance whenever you buy a house.
Perfect.
Right?
So we're going to come back after this commercial, and we're going to get into that topic.
Awesome.
You enter this door with expired tags. Beyond is another dimension, a dimension of regulations, a dimension of long waits. You have reached the registration zone. What looks like an ordinary shop is actually Mitchell Smog, located in the heart of the Tower District, a few minutes from the DMV. Mitchell Smog offers your vehicle a STAR-certified smog inspection. So remember Mitchell Smog when you need to pass through the registration zone.
The Saga of Bridget and Amanda by Carol Love Forbes brings to life the struggles of historical women in early America. Find the Saga of Bridget and Amanda on Amazon and Barnes & Noble and order your copy today.
Hello everyone, my name is Miss G. I offer fun and affordable promotion and advertisement on my talk show. It is called Fresno Vibes. We talk, we play awesome music. I also feature a bunch of different bartenders from different places. I like to have restaurants. I like to have any event, any kind of fun stuff. Contact me at rmgmissg@gmail.com and we will have so much fun and we will promote your business, promote your event right here on my show. So contact me. We'll have fun. Thank you.
Hey, I'm Christopher. Tune in every Friday night on CentralValleyTalk.com when I bring you Sex, Drugs, Christopher, where I'll give you 3 guesses on what we talk about. And I also vow to bring you 1 live local music act a week. So tune in every week because you never know what kind of music you're going to hear right here on CentralValleyTalk.com.
A dynamic litigator, in-tune listener, and forward thinker with almost a decade of experience, Nasser Nekumanish is a skilled attorney servicing clients throughout the Central Valley. When you need a lawyer, call 559-441-0114 and ask for Nasser Nekumanish.
Today, we bring you the first part of our global broadcast exclusive conversation.
The streets of Tahrir have once again been filled.
Key issues here at the United Nations Climate Change Conference remain unresolved.
Police are saying the protesters to move further and further away.
I'm Amy Goodman.
And I'm Juan Gonzalez.
And those are some of the headlines. This is Democracy Now!
CentralValleyTalk.com.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Home Buying Tips with Allie. I am here with Tash Salas. And Tash, give us a little bit of your background. Like, you're so like energetic and so excited about life insurance. It's like, what makes you you? Give us some of your background.
Sure. So I actually I'm an attorney. I went to law school and I have a minor in finance and economics.
And you're so young.
And I'm
That's
so young,
awesome.
right? Well, I'm not that young, but I am very young. And my whole, honestly, my whole life has been as an entrepreneur. Like, and when you're an entrepreneur, you're very passionate by nature, right? Yes. But when I first came to the United States, I kind of fell into the insurance industry. I didn't really quite, like, honestly, guys, if you ask me, like, do you want to sell life insurance? I actually told my manager, no, you know, but it's not sexy, right? By nature, it's not sexy. But then I started doing it, and so 2 years ago, I really started. But with my background, it was really easy for me to spot things about the insurance industry that very few people are talking about, right? And then also I have I am the owner, president and advisor at Artha Consulting, where we advise real estate investors, right, in risk hedging. So risk hedging is actually insurance somehow, right? Like it's measuring the risk of an investment, measuring the risk of the investor, and then trying to mitigate in different ways when it comes to a real estate investment, right? So I have my own company. I always will because that's just my nature. Yes. I am an insurance producer and I am an attorney with just like some background in finance, right? So that's a little bit of who I am. But the reason why I'm so passionate about life insurance, Ali, it's because actually if you see my social media, you will often see that family for me is everything, right? Family for me and love above all, right? Like I always say this, like love above all. And whenever you're talking about life insurance, at least at the main level where we all understand it, we're all doing it for our families,
Yes.
right? Like when someone tells me I don't want life insurance and they don't have any family, they don't have anyone to take care of, no one is dependent on them, fine. I just kind of walk away feeling okay.
Right.
But when I know someone has a family, right, 3 kids, 2 mortgages, and they don't want to get life insurance because it's not affordable, it kind of breaks my heart.
Right.
Right? But really, I also know that when people know how life insurance can help them, they want it. They just didn't know. So education is key, right? So I'm passionate about not selling life insurance.
Right.
I'm really passionate about helping people achieve their financial goals and protecting their family.
Well, and so many people feel that by investing in a 401k at work, that they are protecting their families, but they don't understand the repercussions of when they pass away, how much the government actually takes from their 401k before they disperse those funds.
That's actually very true. I mean, I've heard it all. People have different reasons, and the main reason is that they don't understand it.
Right.
Right? So yes, when we're talking about financial instruments, right, like a 401k, like another type of retirement account, annuities, IRAs, Roth IRAs, life insurance, these are all financial instruments.
Right.
Right? And the better we understand it, the better we can make our decisions. But at the end of the day, because they are very complex instruments, we do have to trust in a financial advisor.
Yes.
Right? So 70% of the people in this country have never ever talked to a financial advisor. And it has nothing to do with affordability because, guys, they don't charge at the beginning.
Right.
They don't charge. We
Right.
don't charge. We come here, we educate you for free, and then actually the industry is set up in a way that only if you understand what you have, we will get paid by selling you a product.
Well, I think that's the misconception is they feel because of the word financial advisor, they're going to charge me an arm, a leg, and a toe just to get money out of me for me to source my funds, when it's really quite the opposite. They're providing a free educational service in the beginning
We are.
to allow you to make the best decision for yourself and your family.
We are. And the problem is that people keep thinking like, I always get these questions like, what you get out of it? Guys, I get money out of it. I'm not a nonprofit.
Right.
And just because the system is set up that way, the industry is set up that way, doesn't mean that the product I'm selling you is the best product that you can ever get. Like I've heard people, returning Prada bags. I've heard people complaining about certain products that they bought. I've never heard anyone complaining like, oh yeah, that life insurance when my dad passed away, it was horrible that we had it.
Right.
I've never heard that.
Never.
So if you're gonna buy a product, be wise about what you're buying, right? Service or products. And our service is for free.
Right.
Again, like we just go and educate you for free, and then the product is where we get compensated for.
Right.
Right. So let's move forward, right?
Yeah.
And let's understand a little bit about the different type of insurances that can help you protect your home, right? Like once you get a home, you're paying a loan. I'm sorry, right?
Yes.
Most of the times.
15 to 30 years on average.
Exactly, right? So that's a big decision. That's a big commitment,
It is.
right? And then people understand that with life insurance, you can actually protect that investment, right? Like I'm not going to go into too much into it because it's just kind of obvious,
Right.
But what might not be that obvious is that for the term of the loan, we're gonna be paying for that insurance, right? So that's another big commitment. I mean,
It
that's
is.
another big decision, right? So for another 15 to 30 years, we're gonna be paying for insurance.
Yes.
Now, I want to start making the difference between renting insurance and buying insurance. And it's just like the same concept of a house, right? Like you're buying a house because you want to stop renting.
Correct.
Because at the end of the day, whenever you stop paying, that house is gone,
Right.
right? But if you're buying it, when you finish paying it, you get to keep the house.
Right.
It's your asset.
Yes.
It turns into the value of the person, right? It adds to your own personal value. So with insurance, there's the opportunity to do both, right? And what most people are doing today is that they are actually renting insurance,
Right.
right? So very simple, just like our car insurance, right? As long as we're paying it, we're protected. But as soon as we stop, that
It's
insurance is
gone.
gone, right? Now, I'm not alarmed by that by no means, but when I'm paying for something for 30 years and then I have nothing left, even if it was $25 a month, you know, like I'm just like, well, I just feel like I just put my money nowhere.
Right.
Which
Exactly.
is at the end not really true, because you're still protecting your family in case something happens.
Right.
Right. So there are ways that we can structure a policy in a way that if you're already going to be paying for 30 years for something, this policy or these policies, I'm going to talk about more than one, will be structured in a way that you will be getting less life insurance according to the payments that you're doing, right? Like if you ask for $1 million loan, you're not going to owe that all the time,
Right.
right? It's going to go down
Right.
because you're going to start paying. Same thing with insurance. How can you do that? With multiple policies, right? So I usually recommend to ask your agent, hey, can we structure it at least in 3 different policies, right? So that way one is for 10 years, another one for 20 years, and the other one will last 30 years, right? So every 10 years you will pay less of your policy, right? Now the longest policy, right, the one that you're going to be paying for the next 30 years, that's the one where you want to focus in, instead of renting it, buying it. Okay, because it's not that much more expensive, but you will keep it.
I don't think many people understand the concept of renting versus buying an insurance policy. We all just think insurance is insurance and that's it. So
Right, and the reason why it's hard is because actually to allow people, and this is just how the regulation is structured, to allow people to buy insurance, right? You cannot buy it online. It's a permanent asset that now belongs to you and your family. That's why permanent insurance actually is one of the best well-kept secrets from the richest families in the country, because they are buying insurance that at the end of the day, I mean, sorry guys, I am not really good at numbers, but what are the chances of dying?
Oh, well, the only guarantee in life is death and taxes.
Exactly,
That's
right?
it.
And life insurance helps with both. Because once you die, guys, the second next thing for sure in life is taxes.
Yes.
So your family's going to get taxed. Where are they going to find that money from?
Yeah.
Rich families, they find it in insurance because they bought a policy, because they bought insurance. So that's just, I mean, that's just like the tip, right? Like I can talk about this all day, but it needs more than that, right? Now, I want to answer maybe another question that I usually get, Ali.
Sure.
Okay, now that people understand insurance, right? They're like, oh, okay, so I want it,
Yeah.
right? And the next question always is, how much is it? Right? Like it's a very important question, and when we are doing our job correctly, affordability is one of the key elements to consider to insure someone.
It is.
Right? Like you cannot just make them pay something that they're not comfortable with, because it's
Exactly.
gonna last 30 years.
Right.
Right? So they have to be comfortable paying for that for 30 years. So how much it costs?
Let's take a break.
Okay, sounds
And then
good.
when we come back, we're going to go into how much does insurance cost and answer that question for you. So we'll be right back.
Perfect.
Are you thinking of selling your home? Since 2004, the Souza Group, brokered by eXp Realty, has specialized in premier property listings and sales located in the Clovis Unified and North Fresno markets. The Souza Group will do their best to exceed your expectations. Visit clovisunifiedhomes.com.
If your home floods, who will you call? When your house springs a leak, it's time to call Clean Master Emergency Flood Service at 559-213-9430. Clean Master will be there in 60 minutes to start fixing your home. And Clean Master bills your insurance directly, saving you the hassle because you've got enough to worry about. Clean Master also offers carpet and upholstery cleaning, carpet repair, pet odor removal, and more. Remember, Clean Master Emergency Flood Service. 559-213-9430 and visit cleanmasterflood.com.
Pour yourself a glass of Crybaby wine available at the market and Sam's Italian Deli. And remember to ask for Crybaby wine at your favorite restaurant.
Forget about the higher good of food, right? You're growing a product that people enjoy really all over the world. I mean, how does that make you feel?
I think about that all the time. I think about the families sitting around a table, enjoying a meal. I just see that what we do brings families together.
I mean, we're blessed. We're in paradise for food.
The Kern family of the Kern Family Farm invites you to eat delicious, nutritious, organic produce available at the Gnarly Carrot, located at 32954 Road 222 in North Fork, California. The Gnarly Carrot is a local, natural, seasonally changing market offering a wide range of products from local Central Valley vendors. Get your caffeine fix, grab a smoothie, and support small businesses. Learn more at kernfamilyfarm.com and visit the Gnarly Carrot today. Doctor in Sukasa allows you to connect with your doctor when you need a quick treatment. Avoid a trip to a medical clinic or emergency room and connect by video with your doctor from your home, work, or anywhere. Just go to drinsukasa.com on your phone, tablet, or computer. Dr. in Sukasa provides quality care that is convenient, bilingual, and affordable, so you are never left without access to health care. Visit drinsukasa.com today.
CentralValleyTalk.com.
Hi everyone, welcome back to Home Buying Tips with Allie. I am here with Tash, Salas, and we were just about to discuss how much does life insurance cost. So Tash, one thing I tend to tell my younger employees is for the cost of a Starbucks, even a Grande or a Venti, which many of us drink, they can have life insurance and something that's going to protect them for a long time. But everyone seems to think that it's so out of range when it's not. So can you touch on that more?
Absolutely. So actually, let me see those likes. Who wants life insurance? First of all, before I tell you how much it costs, who wants life insurance, right? So I think we all really want life insurance, right? But there's a misconception that it's very expensive. And Ali, it can be.
Yes.
For sure. It can be. So as I started the conversation, actually insurance is a financial product that has requirements that you have to meet before actually being able to buy life insurance. So there's people that cannot even buy life insurance, even if they want to.
Right, that's
and
true.
Trust me, guys, those people will pay a lot of money to get a policy, right?
Yes.
But so there's three main considerations that a life insurance company takes to see how much it will cost you. Okay, so first I'm just gonna say the temporary policies. Okay, the renting insurance part, it's the most affordable. Okay, of course. And then the permanent insurance, it could be more expensive, but there are policies that are very similar to temporary, and then they will still let you keep your insurance. Okay. So three things that matter the most when you're talking about the premium of a policy. The first one is health, right? Not only in terms of qualifying or disqualifying you, but in terms of your premium.
Right.
It will go up if you're unhealthy. right?
Or if you're a smoker.
Or if you're a smoker, right?
And I believe men pay more as well.
Men pay more as well.
Yes.
Because you guys do crazy stuff.
You do.
You know?
Especially on those dirt bikes. Yeah.
Come on. But yes, in general, men are more expensive to insure than women. Women also live longer. So
Yes.
they will pay longer. And the other thing is that when we're talking about habits, so actually smoking is not part of health. Smoking is part of our habits. So our habits also impact the cost of our premium, right? So for example, you were mentioning, right? Like if you are a parachute jumper or like a skydiver or even a pilot, you know.
Wrestle with sharks.
Sometimes you don't qualify. Yeah. You just don't. Or you do, good luck, awesome, but your premium is going to be more expensive because you're riskier to the company, right? So that's just how it works.
Right.
And also in habits we have like, you know, like DUIs, have you been in prison? Like are you doing any of these things that you should not be doing?
Right.
Right? And then I think that's it. But how much it costs? So, the age.
Yes, age is a big factor.
Age is super important, guys, because if you are a parent, okay, if you have kids, the best gift you can give them is to buy them a policy right now.
When they're a baby.
When they are babies, because you're going to lock them in with a premium, very affordable premium.
Yes.
Right? Very affordable, guys. Like we're talking about like maybe $20 a month.
And If that.
Yeah. Right? And you're giving them a permanent policy that, you know, you don't even know if they're going to be able to qualify in the future.
Right.
Like, unfortunately, I do see kids that they don't qualify. You know, we live in a country where diabetes is everywhere, in every home. And not only that, but there are other things that just happen in life, and you are uninsurable.
Right. Well, diabetes doesn't uninsure, it doesn't disqualify you necessarily.
Right? From term insurance.
Exactly.
Now, permanent is the one I want everybody to be focused on.
Okay.
Right? Because, yes, you can get up. Now, there's one thing, right? If you have zero insurance, please, guys, don't try to go from I don't have anything to I want to be an insurance investor. Okay? That doesn't make any sense, but it's very important to start somewhere. Right? So, yes, you can buy a policy for maybe $10 a month. Right?
Right.
And go, by all means, go for it.
Right.
Now, people have multiple policies. Not because you have one, you cannot get another one, right? They all have different purposes.
Yes.
Right? So in terms of the house, how much would it cost? Okay, so we are going to just like try to base it, right, in the average person buying a house, which is like 35 years old, right? 35, 40 years old. Let's say that the average cost of a house here in California is $1 million.
Well, she lives in the Bay Area, so yes, $1 million.
Okay, so let's just say $500,000, right? Let's say $500,000. So you want to cover your family for at least $500,000, right? And you're going to be paying for that policy for the next 30 years.
Right.
So assuming that you qualify, that you're healthy, it's probably going to cost, if we did like the strategy that I was talking about, like 3 different policies and the longest one with permanent insurance, it would probably be around $80, maybe $150
That's
per
nothing.
month. Yes.
That's so affordable.
That's so affordable. And at the end of the term, you're actually going to keep some part of that insurance policy for your family forever, right? So it's very affordable. And I always like to compare it just to give some perspective, right? Like we all of us who have a car are paying insurance, right? Like, and
full coverage,
of course, because hey, Ali, I don't know about you, but whenever I go out and I think about like my policy, I always expect it to be there.
Right.
Otherwise, I'm scared.
Exactly. Me too.
Like I'm really scared, right? So I ask people, like, how can you just go out without insurance, without personal insurance?
Right.
Right? Like it's just scary. You never know.
It is.
So yes, you can pay less than what you're paying for your car insurance for your own life.
Right.
Right. How much? Guys, by all means, sit with a financial advisor. right?
There's a lot of factors.
There's a lot of factors, of course. There's a lot of companies. There's a lot of policies, right? So according to your financial goals is where the agent has to sit down, analyze your case, see your whole scenario, and then just give you options.
Yes.
Right? That's her job, just giving you options that will help you get there, right?
Exactly. And how many people are out there who currently have a life insurance policy, but they're underinsured because they haven't investigated their existing policy, or they think that their policy is good enough, but they might have $500,000 in debt and only have a $10,000 policy. When your time comes, that doesn't even cover you.
Exactly, right? So yeah, that's usually one of the questions, right? Like, okay, no, I have a policy, thank you so much. Okay, so I always ask them, okay, who told you how much coverage you should have? Was it the agent? Did you pick it yourself? Because usually people, that's what they do,
They
right?
do.
They're like, oh, I want a $1 million policy. Why? Do you need $1 million? And so here's the thing. I don't mind if they have $1 million coverage. But here's the thing. These companies, these insurance companies, these financial companies, they're smart guys, right? So if you're paying for a life insurance policy of $1 million, but you're making $50,000 a year, right? Just think about someone really smart. What are the chances that this company will pay you $1 million?
Right.
Well, statistically, less than 1%.
Exactly.
Right? It's like winning the lotto.
Because then you're overcovered.
You're overcovered.
Right.
Right? They're not going to pay for that.
Right.
You're not paying to cover that risk.
Exactly.
Right? So temporary policies are betting to not pay you.
Right.
Right? They're betting for that.
Right.
That's why they're making so much money, because they will pay only 1% of the time. Now, nowadays, Ali, what do you think is the biggest problem? That we live too short or that we live too long?
It's just, well, too short because you're texting and driving. Just saying.
Exactly, right? So really, you're absolutely right. I always tell people, now if you were to pass away, it would probably be from an accident.
Yes, on a car, in a car.
On a car, yeah.
Because people aren't really paying attention on the roads anymore like they used to.
But this is not like, the 18th century or whatever. Like, we're not just dying. Actually, we're living too long.
We're living longer, yes.
We're living really, long.
Yes.
Long. So now the features that life insurance has is to actually also help you with retirement. Because, okay, so here's the thing. The first 30 years of our lives, we're just going to spend it learning, right?
Right.
The next 30 years, we're going to spend it accumulating assets, right? And are we prepared to, with those 30 years, spend another 30 spending whatever savings we have?
Right. Or a lot of people are living off of their SSI benefits, and half the time it doesn't even cover their medications.
Right.
And they still have to pay rent and live, or they get stuck living with family members instead. And
exactly.
Yeah, it's a big heartache out there.
Or even worse, people get sick, and I'm not saying it's worse, right? Because you don't die, you're just sick, but you cannot afford it.
Right.
Affording to be sick, it's expensive, right? So now there are policies that help you cover that as well. Those are called living benefits.
Right.
Right. So that's also something that the permanent policies have.
Exactly.
Which is very valuable.
Which means if you have life insurance and all of a sudden, let's say I have life insurance and I end up getting cancer, the living benefit will pay me to stay home and get my medication and get my chemo and everything because I had that policy in place.
Exactly. So it covers critical illness, critical terminal illness, critical injuries. And it just depends on the riders. So these are riders that we add to the permanent policy, right? And it's very, very valuable. Yeah. And a lot of people say like, oh yeah, I have a policy. I even have one of those that I can pull out money. Yes, you can. There are policies that you can even pull out money.
Right.
So there's just like so many things that insurance can help us achieve, but my main goal is to ask everybody, get a policy.
Exactly.
The younger you are, the better, for sure. If you have kids, buy them a policy right now.
Yes.
Lock them in that rate. They will never change. They will never have to pay more. And they will always make sure that they cover.
Exactly.
Right? You never know.
You never know.
You never know.
Well, when we come back from this commercial break, we're going to talk about what happens after my house is paid off. And, what does life insurance do for you at that time? Because we need to stop focusing on life insurance for death. We need to start seeing it as life and what happens to us while we're still alive. And, of course, there is that death benefit, but we're focusing on life today. So we'll be back soon.
Attend the Fresno Dixieland Society's Halloween Costume Ball on October 13th, 2019 from 1 to 5 p.m. at the Fresno Elks Lodge located at 5351 North Diana Court in Fresno, California. Admission is $10 for Fresno Dixieland members and $15 for non-members. Arrive at 12:30 for a dance lesson with Chris and Veronica. Call John for more info at 559-779-2484 or visit FresnoDixie.com. When you need to get fit, contact Gary Torres, IFBB Pro, specializing in weight loss, body transformations, and contest prep. Email GaryTorres5336@yahoo.com.
Hi everyone, I am Sparkle Sujin with the Everything Sparkle Show. Tune in every Thursday live at 4 p.m. You will see people that are motivational, inspirational, inspiring, and of course, entertaining. We have a great time. We learn things about how big celebrities are inspiring big names here in Fresno. Hugh Hefner is the reason we have Fresno Magazine, and Gnarly Charlie got his start because Johnny Carson told him to. So, tune in, you'll learn something new, and have a good time.
Visit the beautiful city of Exeter and visit ExeterChamber.com. The Chamber's mission is to promote, support, and enable Exeter to prosper, creating a strong local economy, promoting community, and providing networking opportunities. Follow the Chamber on Facebook and Twitter, or give the Chamber a call at 559-592-2919. Call Peachy's Catering for all your special occasions. Available to cook any variety of foods and desserts that will leave your taste buds wanting more. Call 559-558-2682 and follow Peachy's on Instagram and Facebook.
Is everything in life draining you? Come to Stretch 360. Our professional staff can offer you many options for relaxation like deep tissue or hot stone massages, infrared medical grade sauna. Once you leave us, you'll look and feel like $1,000,000. Stretch 360. Relaxation is only a stretch away.
Call Nicole Hamilton McManus at 559-917-3040 to buy this perfect, romantic, rustic ranch with a two-home setup. Located only 12 miles from the entrance to Kings Canyon and Sequoia National Parks. This beautifully maintained property boasts of amenities and custom features. The main home is a 3-bedroom, 1-bath, 1,670 square feet. The guest home is 2 bedrooms, 1 bath with 1,163 square feet. Also features a 75-foot lap pool, a cabana, a beautiful garden, and 2 small nearby ponds. Call Nicole Hamilton McManus at 559-917-3040. The art.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Home Buying Tips with Allie. I am here with Tash, Salas, and we've been talking about life insurance and actually really exciting tips about life insurance, things that none of us ever stop and think about. But one thing I'm curious, Tash, is I've been paying my life insurance for 30 years. I have a permanent life insurance. I just got finished making the last payment on my house. What happens now that my house is paid off?
Right. So there's a few options, right? Like with term insurance, we can actually convert it into permanent insurance. For sure recommendable, right? But if we already have permanent insurance and we're paying for that insurance for 30 years, there's many additional benefits that we have, okay? So one of the things of the insurance industry in terms of permanent insurance is that the interest rate that it uses to grow is compound interest. Okay. So for those that don't know what compound interest is different from single interest, right? And compound interest is a very powerful investment way.
Right.
So after the 15-year, most policies grow exponentially, right? So whatever money you're putting in there, it's growing at a certain rate. Usually, I'm going to say 4%, but it can go up and it can go as low as 0. So you never lose, but also you're never super high. And it just keeps growing, it keeps compounding, it keeps building what it's called cash value. Okay, so now your policy has cash value after you've been paying it for 30 years, right? How much? Again, it just depends, right? But we do know that after the 15-year, it grows really fast, and you have money that you can either borrow, right? You can become your own bank, and you can say, oh my God, I feel like buying another house. I have some money in my policy, right? I need a loan, right? I'm gonna call myself and ask myself if I will lend me money, right? Like,
I don't know. Are you a good investment?
yeah, exactly. Like Tash, you wanna just like lend some money to Tash. I think she's doing okay. Let's do it, right? So yeah, actually you can borrow money from your own policy and you can get it in your bank account as fast as 2 days.
What's the interest rate on something like that?
So it varies from policy to policy, right? But there are very, very good policies that have a 5% for the rest of your life. So 5% very decent. You don't have to go to hard money lenders or anything like that. And somehow you have your money there, right? So extremely powerful, right? Also, if something happens to you, as we mentioned before, right? Like like disability, right? So you can also use the cash value of your policy or the face amount of your policy to start receiving some money. Right?
Without repayment.
Yeah, exactly. Right? And then also, whenever we finish paying the house, let's say that we're talking about like maybe buying a new one, right? Or downgrading or whatever, right? So there are taxes that come with real estate transactions, right? So the cash value from the policy can actually help us leverage and cover those taxes when the house is already paid off and we're trying to create another real estate transaction. Right. So those are like one of like three of the main things that you can do. But because there's so many, I actually have a guide here and I want to just like read very quickly, right? Some of the most important things that you can, not most important things, but most common things that people pay with their life insurance. Okay.
Besides debt.
So helping to meet lifetime needs, right? I'm not going to show the company of this policy, right? Because I don't want to bias anybody. But almost every company has the same benefits. Okay. So the long-term care services, right? So now we finished paying off our house. Now we're a little bit old, right? And most likely we will need long-term care, right? Because now we're living longer.
Yes, we are.
Correct. Okay, so some of the things that you can use your policy for, the cash value of your policy, is for household expenses, nursing care, regular bills, home modifications. You have a house now, it's been 30 years, maybe you want to do a
upgrade,
little
that new
upgrades.
kitchen,
Exactly,
pool.
Right? Personal care quality of life expenses, right? So, I mean, these are just 6, but the policies are not limited to that. But whenever I say even just regular bills, right? Like, that's so powerful.
It is.
Like, it's just so powerful, or nursing care, anything of these that it can help you with, it's already helping you.
Right.
More than that term policy that after you're finished paying off your house, it's gone.
And some of these nursing care facilities are actually charging your family member or you $5,000 to $8,000 a month.
Exactly.
Just to live there.
Exactly.
So,
Yeah.
people don't realize that.
And it's really not affordable. Like, getting sick it's a luxury. And getting old, it's not a luxury, but it comes with those expenses.
It does.
Right? So also what happens, Sally, is that whenever we finish paying off our houses is usually when we are ready to retire, or we're already retired, right?
Right.
So our income is less.
Yes.
Right? So what we want is to stop paying for stuff. We don't want to keep paying for things, right? So there are policies that at that age, they're paid off.
Yes.
And you get to keep them as a lifetime benefit for your future generation, right? Or you get to use the cash value of your policy while it lasts.
So you can actually roll over your paid off life insurance to your future generation.
Well, you will inherit it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how long can you keep inheriting it? Like, how many? I can't think of the word now.
Okay,
I'm
so
drawing a brain.
Okay,
A blank.
let me clarify that then. It's not that you're like inherited, because
generations.
You can actually sell a policy, FYI, but I'm not talking really about like how to invest with insurance.
Right.
We can do another session of that, but that's more like investing strategies with life insurance.
Right.
But just like in terms of like how are you gonna pass it on to your heirs, right? Is when you die.
Right.
Right, when you die. But here's the thing, life insurance, it's the only investment besides the Roth IRA, but it's the only investment that you can leverage more than 10 times, and that it will go tax-free to your family.
Right? I love that word, tax-free.
Tax-free.
Yes.
It's just, there's no other investment that we can think about like insurance. It has 10 times the ability to leverage itself or more, right? It's very affordable. It has all these living benefits. And at the end, if you don't use it, it goes to your family tax-free.
Yes, you don't lose it.
Right. I mean, some people are making, the best families in this country are making a lot of money out of insurance because they know it, they understand it.
So how else can life insurance help me accumulate wealth?
Right. So we were talking a little bit about compound interest.
Yes.
Right? So compound interest is one of the most powerful elements to accumulate wealth. Actually, Ali, I'm from Mexico, and I've heard so many times, el dinero no crece en los árboles.
Right.
You know?
Money doesn't grow on trees.
Money doesn't grow on trees. And I grew up like that, you know? I was thinking, yeah, you always have to work really hard for your money, da-da-da. And then I learned about this thing called investing. But then I heard about compounding interest.
Right.
And it just blew my mind, right? So that's how you accumulate wealth, with compounding interest accounts. It doesn't have to be life insurance, but life insurance is already being paid to buy your house, to protect your assets. So you're already accumulating wealth at a very fast rate that, as mentioned before, after the 15th year, it just kind of like grows exponentially.
Exactly.
Right? So actually you can overfund some policies, meaning that you can actually put more money than your premium is requiring you to accumulate wealth faster. Right? And at the end of the day, the accumulation of wealth happens when not necessarily you are making a lot of money, but when you're not losing money.
Right.
So a policy, life insurance, will always allow you and your generations to keep that wealth. Maybe you're not making more money. Maybe you have other investments that are making more money.
Right.
But protecting your money, it's key when we're talking about wealth.
Correct.
Actually, my personal quote, and I live and believe in it, is that protection is the first necessity of wealth. And
That's a very good quote.
Yeah, and I always encourage everybody, first your family, right? Take care of your family, and then let's talk about real estate.
Right. Exactly. Well, Tash, this has been such an awesome interview. Tash is with Arta Consulting, and I understand that you are hiring and you're looking for more financial advisors to join your board.
I am, Ali, and let me tell you why. Okay, so actually, I am Hispanic, right? And the Hispanic community, or the cohort in the country, it's the biggest one.
Right.
Okay, if we were a country, we would be the 7th most powerful in terms of economic country. That's a lot.
Right.
Right? We are very powerful. The Latinos that we are in the United States, we are very powerful. And guys, guess what? They're buying insurance. But guess what's the problem? That there's not enough financial advisors to actually help all these families.
Right.
Right? So only 6% of the financial industry is serving a huge community. So if you're looking into, insurance is for smart people, guys. First of all, most people think like, oh, you're selling life insurance. You have to be smart.
Yes.
To sell life insurance. You have to understand it. So we are looking for, people who are looking into getting into the industry, into the financial industry, right? Have a purpose. You're really helping families understand and educating them. And part of that is also just make a lot of money.
Yeah. And you can have fun making money because you get to know a lot of people. You get to hear a lot of different circumstances.
Absolutely.
You get to hear a lot of people who have been victimized by not having life insurance and things that happen to them or their parents. So there's a lot out there that people don't realize. So if someone wants to get a hold of you, what's the best way to reach you?
Okay, so I'm going to say that the best way to reach me is probably on Instagram. Okay, but I'm also going to give out my phone number. Okay, so my Instagram account is Real Estate Mogul, M0GAL. I know it's misspelled, guys. It's okay. So Real Estate Mogul, that's on Instagram. And then everywhere else, LinkedIn, Facebook, it's Tash Salas. You can always find me there. You can contact me there. I accept everybody. I love everybody.
Yes.
And my email also is office@tashsalas.com. Zero narcissism or anything like that. And
what about your website?
Yeah, my website. I just made my website. So it's going to be realestatemogul.com. And my phone number. So this is my Google Voice number. Guys, don't because people then tell me like, oh, you didn't give me your personal phone number. I'm sorry, guys. I receive a lot of phone calls, but I'm always happy to answer your text messages and give you a call back. The phone number is 650-525-4356.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much, Tash Salas. We appreciate having you here. This is Allie with Home Buying Tips from Allie, and we look forward to seeing you next week. Have a great day or a great week. Bye.
Hi everyone, I am Sparkle Sujin with the Everything Sparkle Show. Tune in every Thursday live at 4 p.m. You will see people that are motivational, inspirational, inspiring, and of course, entertaining. We have a great time. We learn things about how big celebrities are inspiring big names here in Fresno. Hugh Hefner is the reason we have Fresno Magazine, and Gnarly Charlie got his start because Johnny Carson told him to. So, tune in, you'll learn something new, and have a good time.
Visit the beautiful city of Exeter and visit ExeterChamber.com. The Chamber's mission is to promote, support, and enable Exeter to prosper, creating a strong local economy, promoting community, and providing networking opportunities. Follow the Chamber on Facebook and Twitter, or give the Chamber a call at 559-592-2919.
Call PG's Catering for all your special